I'm just gonna get the chat so that I can respond to your chat.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Emerald Cup of the Offworld Trading Company. I guess what we call it, Gemstone Tournament Series. Good as name of any. We're just waiting here on everyone to show up in Group A.
You're in FFA mod? You're using FFA ranks?
I'm using FFA ranks, that is correct.
Maybe mine is outdated.
Yeah. And
I can see Group B, but I can't see yours.
Which is strange, because
Can you see Group B?
I can see Group B. And then I hit create Emerald Cup Group, not A, but Group 1. Create lobby. And I've got it up. So I don't know why you can't see mine. Because it's the FFA. Do you have the... Do you see it now?
I can see Group B, so but I can't see yours. I'll create mine, then you can see whether you can join or not.
Because you have FFA ranks enabled, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know when it's available.
Group A.
Sorry, technical difficulties, everyone. But we'll have this sorted out very shortly.
Said 2016 can join. Can you see my lobby?
Alright, let's see. Oh, why did I go into ranked match? Okay, lobby. I see Group A, yeah. So I don't know why you couldn't see mine. Yeah.
Yeah. But as long as one of us can join another person.
Make sure to check Masquerade.
Masquerade. Advanced Sabotage. Very nice. Reveal map. Bio. Well, seems right.
And hello, Trat, who is watching our stream. I don't think Trat is participating in this tournament, which...
I don't think so.
Yep, which for some competitors will be a sigh of relief.
It's a bit relief.
Trat... If Trat was in this tournament, I'd just be waiting for the time he threw down a boosted Pleasure Dome and just make everyone cry.
Okay.
Oh, he managed to break his graphics card. That is sad. Well,
that's why we have a boosted Pleasure Dome team back when in the Asteroid Belt tournament. I can't find it now later, so I'll see if the person who wants to sub still want to play.
So let's see. So is Annihilator currently not shown up, and that's what we're kind of worried about here?
Yeah. Let's see. Where is the person who wanted to join? Is it over here? In discussion?
Alright, so we've got Rahi and we've got Sleeping 2016. So we're waiting on Kugel, NC Game Wizard, Bob, and Annihilator.
Yep, I'll just say there.
Let's see. So, for those of you unfamiliar with this tournament format, this is, I believe, a double elimination tournament. That means...
More or less.
That means... actually, no, it's... Yeah, I guess that's what it is. That means if you lose twice in a row, are, I should say, score in the bottom half, sometimes it'll be a little bit different because of the number of players. But if you score in the bottom of the half twice in a row, you're out. So basically, with these first brackets, we're going to have two 6-player games. The top 4 players from each game will stay in the top bracket and will then be mixed up to fight 2 4-player free-for-alls. And then the bottom 2 in each bracket will go into a loser's bracket. There, they are playing to survive. The bottom 2 of them will be eliminated. The top 2 will get to carry on, and then players that lost in the top bracket in round 2 will come and join them, and then it's actually no, it's any 2 losses in your, and I think you're out.
It's a bit different. It's a bit. I tried to make the numbers a bit right. So let's see. The first round is 2 groups of 6 people, and then the second round is 3 groups of 4 FFAs. 4 players FFA. The group A and B will be in the upper bracket, and the group C will be lower bracket. The lower brackets are the people who are the ranked last 2 players in the round 1. And then on round 3, it will be 2 FFA game, 2 4 players FFA game. The upper bracket is the top 2 rank of the previous round, and then my bad. Round 3 should be a 4-player FFA, and then in the upper bracket, and then 2 3 players FFA in the lower bracket.
Yeah, I was just trying to go through the possibilities to see if you could lose twice but still be in the tournament. And if you lose in the first round, win the second round, then you lose. No, you're going to be eliminated. If you win, lose, you'll be eliminated. I guess
if
you could.
Lose badly, you get eliminated.
If you were in the upper bracket in round 3 and lose, and then go to round 4 and lose, well, there's no elimination at the end of round 4. There's just scoring. So you can lose in round. If you're in the upper bracket, you can lose in round 3 and lose in round 4 and not be eliminated. Otherwise, should you lose twice, doesn't matter if it's in a row or not, you will be eliminated.
Most likely, like sometimes, like for example, in round 2, if you're like ranked number 2, you might be able to squeeze through.
Well, the thing about it is because in round 3, that
you have to win a game in round 3.
Yeah, if in round 3 you're in the loser's bracket, you've got to win that game because it's going to be 3-player free-for-alls, and the bottom 2 are going to be eliminated. So you've got to win it. And that's why you can't double do that. But that's because we have 12 players, which leads us to not the quite, target 4-player free-for-alls. But, we do the best we can with what we've got. So I still think it'll be good. Oh, we've got Kugel joined in. And Mark Giroux. Is Mark Giroux part of this tournament, or is he the Steam name of someone?
Oh yeah, I think he's Mark.
He's who? Is that Bob or Annihilator?
He's replacing Annihilator.
Okay, so replaced for Annihilator. We're waiting on.
Let's see.
We're waiting on Bob. Do you have contact with Bob? Did Bob check in?
Bob checked in. Bob 301.
Yeah. Bob, if you happen to be listening, make sure your FFA ranks mod is enabled, or else you will not be able to see the lobby. And you are looking for the Group 1 lobby. I'm going to check comments briefly.
You should just not bother.
Peasant, why aren't you playing today?
Yeah, Peasant.
Yeah, come on. I wanted to be able to say today, battle for my amusement, Peasant. I wanted to be able to do that, and you not being part of this tournament ruined that. Shame.
Okay, where's Bob? He signed it in. So, where's Bob?
Yeah. And I do agree with Peasant's comments. It's easier just to not bother losing, and that way you won't have to worry about getting knocked out of the tournament. Oh, you're on boat internet.
Oh, just that.
And boat potato laptop. That's a safe place to be right now. Practicing that kind of extreme social distancing with putting that extreme moat down. I can respect that. Alright, doesn't look like... Has Bob shown up yet? Come on, Bob. I guess what do we do if we drop to 9 players?
Let's see if I can find sub.
Okay.
We're still waiting for 2D back? No, I thought Group B went.
Deafeningly loud. Alright. I will try to further modify audio properties to be better.
Okay.
Since he says I'm deafeningly loud. Alright, that should have knocked that down a little more. And desktop audio, I'm gonna... How is that? Is that better? Oh, apparently co-observer prevents the game from loading.
What, sir? Oh.
I have no...
Apparently co-observer prevents the game from loading in this version, so you can't see the game together. Oh, I have a stream too. That's unfortunate.
Okay. I will crank up your volume even more.
Oh, so we can't have 2 observers, seems like. I guess I'll be the sub, and then you get to play. I mean, you get to cast, or do you want to be the sub and I cast?
I'd like to cast actually. So,
okay.
If you're going to sub in,
okay, I'll sub then.
All right. So all that work we did to make Hexapus more audible is not going to matter, so I think I'm going to have to go...
I will be a sub.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit awkward, so I'll quit this caster channel so that I'm not eavesdropping on you guys. Good luck, many copies.
Alrighty.
Thanks for casting.
No problem, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Well, apparently I'm going to be running as caster here. So we're just going to go with that. So hopefully everyone will be ready. Can I be ready? Maybe I can't be ready as a observer. So there we go. So instead of Bob, we will have Hexapus as our... Blues. Poor Blues. All right, Mark. Ready up? Let's go. And we will see what we have here. Maybe we'll have a map, maybe we won't have a map. I don't know which mark it is. I can't see who to add it on Discord. Oh well. I have to remake the room. Okay. Create Emerald Cup 7. Come on. Create lobby. There we go. Huge, large, masquerade. Yep, that's all the right things. Let's see. Invite. There we go. Hold on. I thought I had on... Hold on. I'm going to quickly restart this. Because that might be the problem. But I have on regular FFA ranks. Wish I never clicked that caster button. Mods. Okay, none. FFA ranks. Multiplayer lobby. Create. Random. 7 players. Group 1. Create lobby. Large. Yeah, I have regular FA enabled. There we go. Okay. There we are. People are in large masquerade. Standard rules. There we go. Problem solved. Again, technical difficulties. The ever-present issue that it just needed a restart. So yeah, there we go. Okay, everyone. Realize the mod. Oh, yes. I need to be observer. Secret player. We're ready. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In we go. Alrighty. So, welcome again to the Group 1 of the first round of the Emerald Cup Tournament. which is going to be Rahi versus Hexapus versus Sleeping 2016 versus Mark Jur subbing for Annihilator, NC Game Wizard, Kugelblitz, and Hexapus is subbing for Bob. I am Many Copies, your caster today, or tomorrow, because, time is all relative since this can be viewed around the world. And we're going to start off with a 6-player FFA here. Players will want to score higher for more points, but don't want to be in the bottom 2 because then they get sent to the losers bracket. We've got some very interesting god tiles down here, which could be amazing for a scavenger. Not far from water, near some carbon. Or not a scavenger, but a nomad. There are no scavs. It's a good thing up here for one of the steel using factions. You could try doing this, maybe a robot power, since there's high, and this is a power colony. I could see a power robot possibly right here. You've got some iron, you got some water, got some silicon early to put up some solar panels. And the first we got our scientist. Yeah, that's a good one. Got a robot right there. Yeah, that's where that good... Oh, I'm right next to the water. I like that found from Mark. Hexapus. Doing this as an expansive. That works too. We've got Rahi as another expansive. Looks like she's going to do a power play. And I'm pretty good with that. And Kugel, he's got some okay there. But he's far from water. Let's see. Things you can do. Rahi is at level 2. What's she going for? She's getting that high aluminum up there. Not bad, not bad. Hexapus, got some water, got some iron. Maybe he can move into... Yeah, probably going to move into solar panels. I don't know what he's going to do about aluminum. He doesn't have an aluminum plan. This robot from Game Wizard looks to be a little bit more of a standard robot. Blobbing's a bit dangerous with the MPs, but we'll see if we can get away with it. And, okay. That's an interesting play. Maybe you're just selling this iron down, but you don't need that iron. You are a scientist. Kugel is finally caught up with his upgrades. Oh, electronics looks like it started double. That's going to be rough for the. They're just going to have trouble making those upgrades. Yeah, you need to get into those quarries. Ooh, and Rahi stole the high water from the nomad. That hurts. So Rahi has dealt with the weaknesses of her found. And I assume, yep, going without steel, let others make steel, and she's just going to make power. She's got a goon squad down here. Are all these going to be power? She's just going to do a whole line of power, and she's putting them up right at the right time. So when things come online pretty soon, things should be good. We're just about to hit day, and yet her stuff is coming online and making tons of cash. And her debt, there's not much of it. It'll melt away. Oh yeah, look at all this. This is beautiful. This is going to be all the power money she could ever want. And she boosted him. So she's just going to capitalize on that power money, and I can see a majority buy coming for that kind of stuff. Blowing up that solar panel. Good use there, trying to break some adjacency. Help disrupt the boost, but it's not going to do a lot because she's got it defended. She knew what she was doing with that play, and now she's going to go into food, which is looking like it's going to be a market because of those. I imagine we'll see a pleasure dome at some time. How's our scientist doing? Our scientist is making tons of steel, which is valuable, starting to put a geotherm online. But Rahi is just going to kill the power price. Taking a nice high carbon. I like this play, even though you could clean multiple tiles and put reactors and stuff, or not reactors, but chem factories on them. Because you got to ship that, so unless you get the patent that helps you with that, the teleportation, that's not as good. Extra claim for a nomad, not bad. That'll certainly be helpful if Rahi doesn't murder you with all the money she's getting. And power is dying just in time for night. So the power price will recover a bit overnight. And yes, she is putting down that pleasure dome. Hoping to have full expansion. Viruses forcing things to run. Not the worst in the world. Yeah, Rahi is now sitting on a ton of cash. Kind of has her choice of targets. If anyone was hoping for a power robot play, nope, that's not happening. But you are producing electronics, which is good for your upgrades. Finally, someone hit a freeze, but that freeze came at a bad time because night. Stealing water. It's an okay move. Not necessarily the best move considering, water is not that expensive. And there are other, probably better things on the black market. He gets a second water tile for second medium. It'll address her water concerns. Yeah. She's got some carbon. She's going for a second pleasure dome. She better be putting down a patent lab and going for that virtual reality. But it looks... Yep, she is. She's got that, I think, queued up as it's coming down there. And we'll see if Scientist is going to try to beat her to it. They're just throwing goons through her. They're trying. There's some nice food there. Gonna put some chems there in addition to raw. I might have actually taken the chems here. They're not that much farther away, and eventually you could do adjacency with this and have a line of 3 chems or 3 electronics or something. Okay, the Pat Lab is online and doing nothing. Going for teleportation, not a bad move as a scientist, especially those chems far away. You don't want those to be intercepted by pirates, so I'm perfectly good with that. And there, NC Game Wizard taking the medium in there, trying to break that chain, leave Z with less to work with. What do you boost? Okay, that's a solid boost. Let's go. So Kugel, you've got there. How's your other base doing? You're chugging along. Got some things. Let's see. Mark is putting down his patent lab right there in the colony. That could later transition out to a good pleasure dome, and it looks like Kugel. There you go. Place your pleasure dome adjacent to someone else's pleasure dome. Remove a spot from them, especially when it's Rahi. And going for nanotech. Nanotech is a very solid patent. Ooh. Z 2016 is our first to hit D debt. He's got to manage that, or he will find himself the prime target for a buyout. And there are people with cash who want to spend it on something valuable. Rahi, meanwhile, is just getting frozen everywhere. Going for superconductor, so when to just make even more power, because superconductor even before virtual reality and getting thinking machines. I approve. Ooh, Mark is in D+1. Still going to get nanotech, but that D+1 is going to hurt. people are getting close to securing themselves. Although since we started with a good amount of... what am I thinking of? Players, I think they all started with an extra stock, so it made a majority buyout just a bit harder. So, you're gonna see, let's see that tile there. Looks like that was probably an auction tile, and it's a great thing to win as a nomad because you can just return a claim on it. And it's like, because you get some free return of claims, and you can just use those tiles that are out in the middle of nowhere that aren't that good as just extra. Got some chems there. Okay. Our scientist looks like to be the first into an optimization center. And considering the price of some of these things here, optimizing could be nice. Going for carbon scrubbing. Don't need that as much since you already got the scientists doing it, but it'll give you a bit more flexibility. I don't know if that's the best patent for you. Rahi, now going for thinking machines. Offworlds are looking okay. Could be better. But those thinking machines will certainly help with everyone doing it there. And she's hacking up the price of power with her natural advantages in having her power basically production doubled. And now she has chosen for her target a scientist who is optimizing, who is patenting. And scientists are good late. That'll be a pretty decent sub. Let's see, thinking machines acquired. Going for slant. Yeah, slant could be nice there. That will certainly take care of your water problems. Let you just expand down there. Get some more going. It's a nice, good patent. Now the question... Ooh, Rahi has also switched targets. Doing both at once, maybe. See, is there anything else you could take that'd be worthwhile? Energy Vault? Price of energy, not necessarily bad. Cold Fusion, if you've got a good water... With that, your extra water stream, maybe Cold Fusion. You know. Cover your water costs in a different way. Although Cold Fusion was acquired... Yep. There. Not necessarily bad. Alright. Let's see, where's this tile coming for auction? That looked like a tile that maybe NC Game Wizard has put out. But Rahi is just commanding. Kugel has got his house in order, is on tier 5, so has that advantage over Rahi for the moment. Is in A debt, got a good amount of his stock. He's not weak. Has a decent amount of cash on hand. Game Wizard, also in a decently strong position. Slightly less of his own stock, but got cash. C-Debt, which is not as... He's got to be careful. C-Debt is perfectly acceptable, but it's one of those things where you've got to be careful not to teeter over into the D-Debt. And Hexapus... Hexapus may be okay, large, expansive, got a good amount of power, going for the rocket. The rockets are profitable. Ooh. Well, Rahi knows who she's going to take out now. Z picked a fight that he cannot win, and Rahi is going to be like, thank you for basically giving me all of my stock. Thank you for essentially transferring me defensive money. And she can probably sell that stock back, so thank you for transferring me money, I think is the correct thing there, which is giving Mark just a little bit of life there. Not enough. Probably, because still behind. Oh, and Z is panic buying. This is what you don't want to do. You made yourself a more attractive target. You bought yourself a few more seconds. but made yourself more attractive. Ironically, the best thing to do is when someone is taking you out sometimes is to just not and let stock go and just become less valuable. Oh, all that silicon shipment by NC Game Wizard. Ooh, all that silicon. That is going to be lots of fuel spent on that, and fuel is not cheap. And teleportation is gone. Teleportation is owned. Rahi has her choice of who to take, but she's going to obviously take the scientist because that comes with all of her stock back. It's just a matter of time, and that's going to be Rahi's first subsidiary. NC Game Wizard is now in D-debt. Hexapus has his rocket operating. How's the launch? Oh, Kugel just grabbed up all the patents that remain, so all the patents are gone. But I think Rahi got some pretty good ones. Rahi has 2 pleasure domes, and Kugel has 1, and no one else has any pleasure domes. So Rahi is just raking in that pleasure money. Launches at 30k are decent. Optimizing there. There's no bonus for having the optimization there. Is Rahi putting down a 3rd pleasure dome? Well, she's the one to do it. She's got all the advantages from it. Although I might have put that pleasure dome right there, just to have a little bit more. Oh, it's an optimization center that can later transfer to a pleasure dome when she's optimized what she wants to optimize. Now our optimization's going. She's going to get like some glass doing. NC Game Wizard looks like he's trying to fight her. Everyone looks like they're dogpiling on Rahi, which is what you have to do. Hexapus may be able to get there, but the more stock NC Game Wizard buys, I think Rahi gets the buy first onto NC Game Wizard, which will really be painful. Those black market prices are getting ever more expensive. Rahi has yet to get into a Offworld of her own, but her sub is making her basically as much as an Offworld. Because that Offworld, how much is that making? When we see it, we'll see it spike here in a second. Or switching the launch. Let it finish the launch. So when you launch, if you press shift, it queues up the launch when you left click. So what you do are on queues the launch. So you hold shift, on queue that launch, and then queue up the next one. So that way you finish the launch. Because unless it's an unprofitable launch, let it launch. And Rahi has taken out NC Game Wizard, as predicted, leaving Hexapus as the closest competitor, but not really in a good position to do much about it. And Rahi is going in on Hexapus, recognizing the 2 Offworlds. It's going to be 2 Offworlds versus 2 subsidiaries. Kugel is probably... Here's where I think if you want to play the metagame, if you're Kugel or Hexapus, you take out Mark. Because taking out Mark will push your rank higher. Z is very likely to get one of the lower ranks since he was taken out early. But Mark, just puttering along, cheap stock. Kugel, he can shift click and buy him. raise his stock price, likely he'll live longer, get a chance to get more score, and stay in the top 4. That's my kind of thought process here, is a tournament. Now, that's not the way to win this match, but it could be a very interesting way to win the tournament. What tile? Okay, that tile is being bid on, so Hexipus probably likely put that tile up for auction. Not a bad thing to put up for auction. How are these prices? These prices are staying high, power staying high. There's no longer hacking going on. Rahi is moving into chems. Rather blobbed, but considering the price of EMPs. Those wind farms, even though they're weak, I think they are optimized and doubled, so even weak with the right technologies and patents can be good. Shipping Offworld. It's just Rahi's stock price is just so phenomenally astronomical. Yep. And Kugel bought out Mark, which I think is a good thing for him tournament-wise. And what will the AI put there? I hope it's a Pleasure Dome. I mean, even Kugel's going into a second Pleasure Dome here. They make enough money. It's got double adjacency. He got a good patent lab out of it. He'll get an okay Pleasure Dome out of it, if the AI is smart about it. But since there's a resource there, the AI may just be like, hey, I'm going to send me there a water pump. I'm like, really? Alright. There we go. Rahi has taken out her third target. And it's just not going to be much of a competition at this point, because Rahi subs have the 3 Offworlds and Kugel's do not, but because of the FFA ranks, they're going to play this out. The longer Kugel can, postpone this and make more profit, the higher his score will be. Prices are now looking to be in the red, as corporations are getting optimized. It's level 5, more tiles are out, people are producing, and the AI is not hoarding anything, it's just sending it all straight onto the market. Rahi has sold out of her excess stock, try to get the buy. Oh, she is even selling out of her, she is saying, I can just get this buy by selling out my stock. I don't think she can sell anymore because 3 is what she started with. You can't sell what you start with. She is just basically looking to make it up there. Kugel's got 1 Offworld. And yeah. And that's the game. Right there. So, good game, everyone. Rahi finishes with a stock price of 133.12, and let's look at the charts and graphs here just for a moment. Rahi in that early power play, and still making constant power money throughout the game. Black market wise, Rahi did fairly well, did a lot of a decent amount of boosting, some attacks. Rahi was the favorite target of everyone. Lots spent trying to harm Rahi. Optimization-wise, see this nice spread from Rahi and a lot of valuable things. Some patents, virtual reality, superconductor, all very good for Rahi. Thinking machines, since she was the target, very strong. Just that power play from Rahi. That was the thing. And I'll check quickly to respond to comments. And there we go, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this game because we'll need to get on to the next one. And the question is, which one am I going to be casting? Because now we're heading... Oh. I should have made sure to check the FFA ranks more before exiting out. It will be there in my cast back, but I forgot to do that. Alright, hold on. Love me message, Hexapus. Did you get the FFA ranks? Do. You know what? I think I can go in here, match history, load replay file. This should be the replay. Is it not working? Skirmish. I don't want skirmish. Multiplayer. Open. Load replay. Okay, hold on. Is this it? Doesn't look like it's going to be replays. Okay. Doesn't look like I necessarily have the replay because I wasn't playing. I was just observing. That's annoying. Okay. Hexapus got it. So let me check the tournament here. And it looks like Rahi is the winner, was rank 1. NC Game Wizard was rank 2. Tied with actually Z 2016, even though he was taken out early. And then Hexapus got 4th, Kugelblitz got 5th, and Mark got 6th. So there we go. And let's see. See what group I'm casting next. And then in group 2, Cat won that, followed by that Scar, then Tudback, then Red Catone, Lit Shadow, and then Casseron. Let's see where they send me. So Rahi and NC Game Wizard are going against that Scar, and Red Catone, Cat, and Tudback are going against Z 2016 and Kugelblitz. And Hexapus goes down with Mark, Lit Shadow, and Casseron. Let's see what group I'm casting next. Let's see, NC and Z, so the upper two are definitely going to be cast. Oh, I'm just Group A? So I stick with Group 1? I guess I'm just sticking with Group 1. I guess that's what I cast. Okay, yeah, Group 1. Sorry, this is annoying me. I'm editing the spreadsheet to say Group, since it says Group A and Group there, just Group 1 and Group 2. I'm using the number designations. Always keep the number designations or not. Okay, FFA ranks, create. This is going to be Group 1. This is going to be 5 players. Be random public, create lobby. Masquerade, observer, media map. Let me put it in the chat that Group 1 is the action. Thumbs up. Alright. There we go. We're getting Rahi, our Group 1 champion, Red Octane. We need that Scar and NC Game Wizard. So I have no idea how the Group B match went, other than Kat doing her suitable domination. Yeah, the replay.bin it didn't want to load, but anyway, we figured it out. All right, come on, let me we need red octane. Here you go. I'm just gonna do mine the check-in. Yeah. NC Game Wizard. And my paranoia always makes me double check. Yeah. And that scar. Oop. Scar. Oh, there's that. So it's just at that scar. Just waiting on that scar to join in here. And then possibly we'll do a 5-minute break in between games 2 and 3. We'll see how people are feeling, whether they want to go straight in. I probably want a 5-minute break. Be able to get something, to drink. Because monologuing. It is difficult to just keep monologuing. But, you do it and you go through and you have fun doing it. Let's see. What else is coming on here? Alright. Let's see. Come on. Come on, that scar. Here, lassie. Alright, we should almost be ready. Give me that scar, please. Red Rover, calling that scar right over. That scar is in the lobby. Everyone ready up. Good luck and have fun to all my lovely players. So we're going to take the break right now, which means I'm going to go grab something to drink right now. That way, hopefully, we can do the same there. So, unfortunate for everyone. Minute break. Be right back. All right, and we're back. Everyone's ready. In we go. So we took the break between games 1 and 2. Not 2 and 3. At least that's what I'm hoping. Maybe we'll have to do between 1 and 4 as well. We'll see. There we go. We've got a series. My personal favorite. And a power colony with power double, double life support, double chems, double carbon. Cheap iron. Founds. Ooh. I don't see an elite coming down here. I don't see very good spots for them. Maybe you can make something work out here, but I'm not seeing it. There's water. I don't think there's any... There's salt down here. Scientific, not bad. Near some water, near some iron, near... Can do a pair of nuke plants right there because of the cave. I'm perfectly good with that. As a found. Rahi coming down there. A little bit more traditional scientist, also good. Another scientist. Now, for that scar, if he can found something besides scientist, he might be doing okay, simply because you're in a different game than everyone else. Going straight into steel mills, I like that move, simply because iron is pretty cheap, so just make the steel you need and then move on. Going into carbon there. I don't quite know what this carbon play is going to do. Red Octane, unless he's planning to move into double chem refineries, which take steel and carbon. So quickly transition to chems. That could be a way to do it. But went ahead for there. I like Rahi's... Ooh, there. Rahi has found the one. I think possibly the only double uranium tile, because that can mine adjacent tiles. That can't mine. That can mine. That scar is getting the uranium mine. Rahi can't get both. With water being expensive. Let's see. Got Rahi. Now, NC Game Wizard has the I'm not near you all advantage. Which means his, he won't be noticed, but this boost might get him noticed. Because everyone's going to hear the adrenaline surge and go, what's going on? Reactors coming down. Farms. I guess that scar is going to do like some remote power. Could be good. Consuming even more water and power from the colony. A little bit of chem consumption has come up. But power is, right now, pretty strong. This auction is going to be worth a bunch. Because we're on series and prices tend to go a bit high. We've got 3 scientist factions, which can all do very nice things. That... Not such a fan of solar panels, unless you can quickly also get the patent liquid batteries. And the reason being is the night-day cycle on series is just quick. It's you're gonna be off and awning with those panels. So I'm just not quite as much of a fan with them. I mean, they'll do some decent work right now, but... Yep, it's already night. And their adjacency is 1.65. These nukes, you know, is earning free 1.8 power This one is 1.8 with a little bit of uranium, which is pretty cheap at the moment. So, and they don't have this whole on-off cycle, so, you know, unless you get liquid batteries, nukes are just superior. Good, nice triangle of food. Rahi doesn't have any aluminum, and aluminum is getting a little bit high. May want to claim that medium aluminum there. Running some nukes right there. Yep, some decent nukes. Getting an optimization center early on series, I approve. Because some nice optimizations here could go a long way. Question is, what is he going to be optimizing? Steel production. At least he's got 2 steel. You generally want to be optimizing, things you're producing a lot of. Since this is early, a little bit of extra steel optimization could be good. Optimizing chems is strong, because that's what you have to use to make it. Power's dying, so optimization time for power it's not the priority at the moment, and there's Rahi getting her aluminum mine. Rahi will probably be the first to HQ 4 if she wants it. First glass kiln is all the way over there. This is the time when you're better off just importing. And here's why. You're near the salt. Just build your kilns here, get the bonus from the salt, and import the raw good. You can just import, and that way you won't have to ship out oxygen and ship back glass, making it vulnerable to magnetic storms. Just go here, get the bonus, put the mine all the way out there. That mine or that quarry will essentially let you power 2 glass kilns right at your base. Another auction tile. Looks like it went to Rahi. Got a nice boost here. Well, that scar gotten Rahi's way. Rahi is now going into a patent lab. I don't know what's going to be her first patent, but let me check here. Maybe I can see what she's got queued up. Teleportation. Not necessarily bad. She's kind of boxed in this corner. Realizes that if she wants to get the... she wants to teleport her chems. It's not a bad move. Looks like she's got a mutiny stored up in case anyone tries to mutiny her patent lab. She'll just mutiny it back. Are you doing anything with this? Okay. If you were going to have an optimization center, keep it running. Optimization centers, you just try to queue them up. It's probably because chems are so expensive. The colony's expanded into chems. NC Game Wizard needs to be in chems, but I don't see him still but in these food markets. He's been frozen for a little bit. This high water tile. It'll get you water for a while, but then it's kind of dead. I mean, Rahi's the one who has the best use for it because it's near her base, so she can expand into it with something else, but it's not necessary for her. But it's still actually maybe worth putting down a bit just because of the proximity to her base, and it has a water resource, meaning she can do something useful with it. But she's still got a triangle here that she can work with. Teleportation acquired. Going for transparent aluminum. Considering the price of glass, probably not bad. Not a bad move there. She's still got one upgrade to make. Offworlds aren't great, but you know, it'll save her a decent amount of glass. Get to buy with it as aluminum instead. That's an interesting play there. Just take up more of the space near her base. And she's going into he's going to an optimization center of her own. This is still powered down. I'm going to quickly here take a look at charts and graphs and see what optimizations have been done so far. Little in food, a little in steel. The early optimization centers can be good, but you have to have the chems to support it. Rahi, meanwhile, now has her chem supported. They're just teleporting to her. Yeah, she's got her entire, essentially, base supported, and she's just going to start claiming things. So she's unopposed in the patent lab. You know, she could pick up things. Oop, freezing that entire base there, pretty much, yep. Those nukes are good. And she went ahead and got out of the, Yep, her glass is teleporting. Now this is okay, going for the run glass, because it's teleporting. What's she going to put there? I mean, I might have grabbed perpetual motion before I got out of the patent lab, because you never know when power is going to come back into style. And that just, it's cheap. It keeps you on the good side of the power curve, but double optimization centers. Oop. Dragoons are getting popped. Food launches at 40k. It's still conceivable to put down a Offworld at this point, but oh, Rahi just went and took out that scar, took out his base and took it out. I'm watching so many other things. I was not watching the stock market. That's there. And Octane is suffering a strike and is frozen. So his base is operating there. Technically has enough to take out NC Game Wizard, but NC Game Wizard could defend himself, so that's not going to happen. An interesting move at this point is to start just buying up the excess shares of that scar. It boosts your stock price. It gives you an economic return. Not terribly much at this point, but it is something. So, you know, you could like buy up your stock and then buy into that scar just to keep yourself better defended. Because unless you have something to do with all that cash on hand, you're just, you know, not doing much. And there comes down a hologram, which can be very interesting on this map. But it looks like if Red Octane needs to look to defend himself now, he's got the cash on hand, or at least in resources, to be able to defend himself. Buy himself up, buy that scar, just make yourself a not as juicy a target. And that scar has gotten to HQ5, so the AI is just going to start pushing out a little bit more cash. Now that Rahi can't get a second majority buy, she's de-invested since Red Octane, you know, bumped up his stock price by buying in. So she's now waiting to see where to invest her cash. She could buy up that Scar and just make it a wholly owned subsidiary. But she's possibly looking at getting to HQ5 herself and moving from there. Let's check in back on NC Game Wizard. Continuing to optimize. Optimizing silicon. Okay. Here's the bad idea for that. Optimizing silicon. You've got a silicon shortage. Yes, we understand that. However, your problem is these are not necessarily efficient enough in what they're creating. So what you want to do is optimize your production facilities to make it more efficient. Because this is only going to benefit one tile, that would benefit 2 tiles. A strike going on Rahi there. And yep, she has bought up that Scar. Now that Scar is per stock pick making about $100 a share. Again, if you can make a sub, get 40% of a sub that someone did the work of taking out and just benefit, in dividends and boost your stock price, you'd be a lot happier. Because now optimizations are rolling. We look at the charts and graphs, look at the optimizations here. Rahi has gotten her double optimizations and then is going after these high value things. NC Game Wizard, even though getting out earlier, is not there. And Red Octane is barely going. The Colony has put a Pleasure Dome up for auction. Pleasure Domes aren't that great with robots and 3 scientists. But a free one is not the worst thing in the world. I mean, Rahi could even just buy it and then strip it for its component parts, considering the prices of steel and electronics versus power. And there's a freeze going down there, hitting a bunch of high-value tiles. Rahi is still optimizing electronics. Her power, her base is spread out, so she's hard to hit all of her base at once. You can take out a critical portion, but not the most. Yeah, perpetual motion, that's going to be good, but not quite enough. She's optimizing electronics, I assume because at some point she assumes she's going to need to rotate. And then she'll just rotate in. Once glass is kind of dead, she'll just maybe rotate that in. So it looks like Chems is going to survive a bit longer. I don't know quite where you rotate that in, but she'll figure out something. She's got 2 of those there, but she's just cleaning up the stock market. It's just not going to matter. No one has running Offworlds. She's just like, I'm going to own all the stock. All she has to do is take out NC Game Wizard here, and she'll get some more stock back. She'll sell that stock, finish taking out Octane. I mean, technically Octane could probably buy some shares in her, but that's not going to do much. NC Game Wizard is trying to get some stuff done, but it's not going to matter. Rahi's knows she has to buy an Octane, but she wants her stock back so she can sell it. There's Thinking Machines. Yeah, very little, very late. D-Debt, meaning that once she buys out Game Wizard, that's going to be, an easy take. She has them. She can now start selling her stock, which I imagine she will do. This is a claim. It doesn't matter. This is just here. Doesn't matter who wins this. For 9,000, sure, have it. Does not matter. Rahi just needs to keep buying. She'll probably even get the shift buy. She can even pay double for that last pip. There we go. And that is game. I'm going to see what the comments... No comments on that. But anyway. That is there. That is a win for Rahi. So we've got... Let's see. Rahi at number... That's a very quick and commanding game by Rahi. So, okay, so round 1 is Rahi gets 1. And... let's see. 2 NC Octane that scar. Oh, and there we go. So hopefully everything will start calculating. Yep, the spreadsheet does it all. All I have to do is put in the rank, and it tells me exactly where people should go. So, in the next lower, we'll see in a minute here, but Rahi and looks like... Hold on. It must just be... Why is it throwing in Z? Okay. Equals E. Okay, because that is equal to E32, which is Game Wizard. That's... something happened there. That should be NC Game Wizard. Oh. Okay. Something is borked on the spreadsheet, but we'll get to that in a moment. Let's take a look at a little more charts and graphs while we have some time. So optimizations, as we see Rahi, some nice spreads, and definitely down in these bottom 3. These bottom 3. Perfect. See, did perfect silicon. Great, that doubled your silicon output. So we come up here to the silicon. It's making, that low was eventually making 2. Very nice. However, if you had just optimized, enough, the market price optimized that glass, which would have been the same cost as optimizing all that silicon, you probably would have come out better because you would have been boosting more tiles, and it would make buying glass worth it. Because if we just overlook the stock market, that's the stock market, resource prices. So let's see silicon. Yeah, silicon reached a peak and then started falling. If you're just producing it more efficiently, making glass better, you can move in and out of the glass market as compared to the silicon versus glass price. and electronics are going up, or you could just have optimized electronics, which need less silicon in the first place. Let's see here. Other things. Black market. Black market. That Scar didn't ever throw anything hostile. Rahi got some nice bribe claims going, which was good. Especially useful there. Got a lot of the EMPs. Got half of the EMPs. Slowdown strikes. Got a mutiny because of the Goon Squad. Did some nice things there. Got some good stuff. And Rahi was hit twice, 4 times, so Rahi hit her opponents as many times as her opponents hit her combined, so can see that there. Yeah. Rahi caught that one. Alright. Well, and then if we look at the, I guess, over here, some nice chem money. Reductions in sales. Rahi, I'll just scroll over so it's available should people want to see. People can pause and play and just if they want to compare everything. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and call that there. And then we're going to head back to the main menu. Or at least to the lobby here. While we wait for the next set to finish up. And once Hexapus is ready, hopefully Hexapus can debork the bracket. I'll just notate that. Oh, looks... yeah. Just put a little arrow by where it's standing. Go. Input correct, output incorrect. Hopefully he'll be able to fix it, because the spreadsheet is run by a formula, and my manual attempts to fix it almost borked everything up. Apologies. So Rahi has taken a commanding lead of keeping the wins going, earning 90 points in round 1 and 90 points in round 2. So basically, there's a complex formula used to win how many wins is worth. It's basically you get 72 point base plus an 18-point winning bonus, and then it's somewhere explained in this. I'm just going to go over it and find it and just... Alright, let's see. Where is it? There is some kind of thing going on. Let's see. See if Time Racers, because it'd be nice to have someone else to cast with. See if Time Racers. So there. It'll be nice to have someone else in the stream. It's always good. It's always easier for me. Monologuing. Let's see. Anything else? All right, we are waiting on the next group to finish up because that was a very quick from us. Ooh, so we'll finally have Rahi and Kat. Kat won again. We'll see what happens here. Fortunately, it looks like Hexapus got knocked into the lower bracket. So looks like Hexapus might start seeing where things are going. All right, it looks like Kugelblitz and Mark. Oh no, Kugelblitz and Kasseron stay decently in the lower bracket, so they will survive. Going on, Mark and Lit Shadow are the first two to be eliminated. Hexapus is probably trying to figure out what's going on in the brackets there, because NC Game Wizard is showing where Sleeping 2016 is, and Sleeping 2016 is showing where NC Game Wizard is. And what I've seen of the reloading it probably did something. Ooh. He's trying. Things are going all sorts of wonky at this moment. In the bracket, but he's just, slowly working on fixing it. I know that can't be easy to do when you're just like, what's all the problems? You build a good spreadsheet, one error. But we appreciate the technical. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and start making group 1 again. The winners bracket, Masquerade Medium. I'm an observer. Still working on it. Got Rahi. Sorry, but Z is, I don't think, is in the winners bracket. Working on fixing everything, yep. Because it's also important for how the points are earned. There's a good point calculator. All my calculator. Oh man, this is an Excel spreadsheet that is built par excellence. But we're just waiting on the bracket to be figured out, I think. Because I've got myself a Rahi. I think I get a cat or a blues. I get a Toodback. Let's see. NC. If I go there, calculator, NC Game Wizard. Yeah, he should stick with me. Because he would have been upper bracket group 1, rank 2, so he sticks in the bracket with me. But we'll see, because how does NC... Yeah, NC is not in the lower bracket. Let me make sure. Let me make sure that Hexbus knows. Looks like he's trying to fix it now. Got Z. I don't think the yeah, because I had NC Game Wizard. Yeah, this is not right. Yeah. Oh, you get blues, not cat. Very cool. Let's see here. Come on. Yeah. He's fixing it. There we go. Because, yeah, NC. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. It is fixed. The spreadsheet is fixed. Everything is happy. May have had to automate some things. Or on-automate them, but it works. We're waiting for NC Game Wizard. I will message him. Let's see where we are. Not sign up list, check in. So we need to wait for that. Get him in group 1. There we go. And we're on to match 3 of the winner's bracket. So these are the people who have not yet... Oop, I forgot to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But anyway, welcome to round 3, group 1, the winner's bracket of the Emerald Cup of the Offworld Trading Company with Rahi, Blues, Tudeback, and NC Game Wizard. These have been our most successful, or Blues and Cat as a team most successful group here. All right, we are on Mars, and it is looking like a glass colony. Oxygen's double, steel is double. And let's see what we've got here. It doesn't look like we have any good scavenger founds because we've just got nothing but lows. Got some nice tiles there that are mixed use, some mixed use tiles there, but not ones that can use the same extractor, unless you're scientist and building, what are those stuff, electronics there, but you also need carbon scrubbing for it to be the best. There's plenty of water on this map. A nice robot by Blues. Or no, by Rahi. And by Blues. They are very close together. Considering the smallness of the base, and 2, I guess, desperation scavengers, I don't know how I feel about this. I just don't. I guess the advantage of not being a steel faction. I don't know if there were any great founds this game. There's not going to be a lot of pressure on the life support market since 2 players are robots. These are all fairly fast factions, so we may see something happening quickly. That low aluminum is okay since it's close. Rahi is just going Water Queen. Let's just... Where's a... Aluminum. Water's okay as a moneymaker. There's not a lot of money on this board. I mean, power is going to be a possibly good play. Rahi's going all the way out here for silicon, which is going to consume power. Going into some food. It's supported and it's extra boosted. So that's some decent play right there, and considering the number of habitats the colony has, that's not bad. And as far as power costs go, they're not high power cost. Two back, I guess, is HQ3. I expect to see some wind turbines coming down here. Or I would have expected to see some wind turbines coming down. I mean, yes, that's there, but the price of power is going up, and you're just about to consume another whole block of power. Okay, not such a fan. It looks like I probably guess some turbines are going out here. I'm not such a fan with other things nearby. There's a geothermal vent. It's better for a scavenger because they can build that with carbon instead of steel. Is Two-back just gonna... Nope, other people are gonna bid on it. Especially with return of claims on the market. A few other geotherms in play. I would have preferred here to just kind of build along, you know, something like out here, maybe not quite as good as up there, but then that leaves you to the ability to superconductor, you know, and to be able to reuse the tiles as something else in case power doesn't go there. Because now once this is out here, as I assume is a wind turbine, you know, it's, I mean, 2 or 3 wind turbines are probably just a good thing, but, you know, I don't see these ever transitioning. But that could probably cover his base power costs, 2 wind. Now the thing about it is when you want to add that third, that's when you start having that drawback, because you don't necessarily want 3 claims in power. Except when it's making you money like this, which won't be forever in this game. Boosting the quarries to help deal with that wind problem. And looks like NC Game Wizard is just going to be like, you know what? I know how to kill the power market. And someone put down a very nice overload there. Because someone knows how to stop someone from killing the power market. On Team Robot, Rahi's got her trifecta of wind turbines up. And for Robot, this is better. Are more acceptable to have 3 wind turbines constantly running rather than just 2s, because they need steel, so that costs more power, and then their shipping costs power. So they're just going to need a little bit more power. While Blues is putting down that geotherm. Hopefully he's gooned it, because otherwise that's a nice target for dynamite. And Blues is in D-debt already, which is probably why we see him considering going in with all that steel he's making. He just can't decide what he wants to do down here. Electrolysis reactors, okay. Tudeback is going for our first advanced building in the game. It's a patent lab. What's he going for? There are options. Probably not superconductor, because there's nothing to superconduct with. Nanotech, just because it's that good early. And power is on its way down for a little bit. Rahi gets a medium aluminum. Carbon scrubbing, because he's going to need even more carbon. Because he needs this carbon to build with, and you know he's going to probably want to produce things that, you know, chems, which cost carbon. Nanotech, always a strong start, especially because his carbon is so valuable, so when he cycles out of carbon, he'll at least have leftover carbon. He doesn't have any silicon. Is there any good silicon left on the map? There's not. Slant drill, get some good silicon. You don't have good silicon either. You, silicon, no. I think slant drilling could be a strong play. Because of the demand the colony is going to put on glass. And now, apparently, electronics. So, and also things. NC Game Wizard is also going for nanotech, but Tudeback is going to win that. Now going for thinking machines. Launches don't look bad. I like the there. Again, NC is going to be beaten to it unless there's a boost or some sort of attack on Patent Labs. Boosting him to thinking machines. Alright, I hope you gooned it, or else I'd just, kaboom. But that's the way to win thinking machines. That's an okay pleasure dome, not terrible. Boost changing the order of operations in the patent race. That boost won him that patent. And now he can, again, these are strong and moderate, but they're going to end up being better than these very strongs because of this cheap little superconductor patent. And now two back. Okay. He got that, got out, didn't want anything else. I still might have gone for carbon scrubbing, just considering, carbon's in low supply on this map. In carbon, you need a lot of it, so it's not like you can't produce it, but even at the end of the game, that means you don't have to have these claims running carbon. You can have them running something else because you're carbon scrubbing. So I think it frees up a lot of your claims. End game. And then the mid game, it really takes the pressure off your building, kind of thing. But I guess you're already up there. Decent amount of carbon. Chems are a bit expensive. Everyone's in a bit of chems. And slant drilling, which I do approve of. Slant drilling would have been another one there. Again, good access to silicon. Then I think after that, NC is kind of hit the end there. I mean, fuel's not super expensive, so teleportation doesn't look right. Maybe carbon scrubbing. And hacker ray causing an electronic shortage. Power surge. Ooh, knocking off a lot of tiles there for Rahi. Another hacker array coming out for Rahi there. So, and hacking up the price of silicon. She's like, I've got monopoly of that. Let me just make that prohibitively expensive for anyone else to do anything with. However, I think that patent was gotten. Yep. Throw down some, or at least one silicon claim. Possibly two. A dynamite use on the pleasure dome. Not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but that silicon shortage, I think Rahi would be going for carbon scrubbing since I don't see her with any access to carbon. That is the resource she is missing. That could be definitely worth a patent lab. Maybe also some virtual reality. If you're going into a patent lab and you got the one pleasure dome in the game, you might as well make the most out of it. And carbon scrubbing, that is absolutely what she is going for. Optimization centers for everyone but Game Wizard. Boosting electronics. Ooh, an EMP on the market. This could be fun. Especially against those robots. Who blob. Be decently effective against this scavenger. Oh, you could like hit it here and like hit 2 people. Rahi just be like, I'm gonna hit everybody. Rahi and Tudback are kind of in the best positions now, being HQ up. Oh, the NC just upgraded without the means of defending himself. I think that may be it. He is going to now have to put everything into survival mode. Because Rahi said, oh, you upgraded when I had enough money to take you out. I'm going to punish you for it. Careful when you hit that upgrade button. Be very careful. You're boosting. Yeah, but Rahi got that silicon hack. And that's the end of NC Game Wizard, who fell prey to the silicon hack. Alright, so Tudback. Just like, welp, someone got a subsidiary, I'm going to go a different route. And just decided to just put down an Offworld. I'm slightly worried about this, considering the costs of dynamites. But we'll see the launches here. And launches of food, 50k. Especially since you get to use quarries to get at them. Rahi's also grabbing virtual reality. Alright. Might be worth buying that last stock pip in yourself. Because once that Offworld completes, you'll experience a boost in stock price. So you might just want to, be a little... Oh, the Offworld is completed. Yep. Revealing the freeze. The freeze is... Or revealing the goon. The goon... There, but there are circuit overloads to pop them goons. And... Yeah. Now, if you wanted to be really cheeky, you could put a nice little boost on that. The electronics price is getting a little out of hand. But glass is still valuable. Rahi's hacking up glass. Just be like, work with what the colony is doing. Alright. Alright. Just keep those off-worlds running. That's that may be a way to beat out Rahi, if you can just generate that much cash. I mean, the subsidiary is decent, but that 50k there is not anything to be snide about. Rahi is, I think, further upping her glass optimizations. Further making silicon more expensive. And it's her subsidiary that actually has a decent shot of slant drilling, and her subsidiary is foolish not realizing these tiles were far better. And Blues is buying in to the sub there to try to get a little bit of those profits, boost his own stock price defensively, and Rahi has captured up that. Another spy coming down, seeing that it is protected. So she's probably waiting until her black market's available again, and she can either buy a power surge or a dynamite to just keep bursting through those goons with circuit overloads. Because that is a danger there. Power surge. Ooh, taking out a good part of Rahi's base, including those glass kilns. Blues is getting into an off-world of his own. Probably a good idea, considering, you don't have, between these two giants going at each other, you're hoping to probably have something. Pleasure Dome is rubble. That's okay, because NC Game Wizard sub knows to put the Pleasure Dome in the warehouse district. And I think Rahu's just like, you know what? You blow up one Pleasure Dome, I'm going to be like Hydra. 2 grow back. Boosting those launches. Food and oxygen are the correct launches. A freeze. Finally boosting through that off-world, but this is a real kind of race here. Rahi has less money-making potential on her tiles, although she is optimizing, whereas Two-Back is running those off-worlds, but the stock price difference of $20 bucks, that may be the thing, because every dollar Two-Back makes, Rahi needs to make less. And Blues is just buying up his own stock kind of defensively there. Knowing he's going to need to be in prime position to fight off the winner of this outcome. That's going to be hard. Especially because it looks like Rahi probably has another freeze set to go on that off-world that she has stopped. She's just going to keep it constantly locked down. So Two-Back is only running one off-world. So that's starting to do it because she's starting to... Her subsidiary is paying her. Her subsidiary is not paying her as much anymore because her subsidiary has started building an off-world. And there comes down another freeze. Really hurting Two-Back's play there, because that's what Two-Back is trying to go for. But it is giving Blues some more time to get back in the game, because he's just getting to launch his stuff now. He's just launching. Just launching, hoping to build up a big enough stockpile of cash. But Blues is probably a little too late for that to matter. It just doesn't quite have enough. And yeah, looks like Rahi has got the buy here, and as soon as she takes out Two-Back, yep, it looks like she can turn her attention onto Blues. And because we're using FFA ranks, we're going to experience the whole buyout chain. She will sell her stock. Oh. And there has been a concession. And we have Rahi at 1, Tudeback at 2, Blues at 3, and NC Game Wizard at 4. Congratulations to Rahi, who is continuing her winning streak. So we'll see where we are with that in a moment. Let me check the thing here. Nope, don't have anything that needs responding to there. And looking here, we have Rahi with her glass and her black market resource prices. So we can see Rahi, hacking up the price of silicon and taking that money, hacking up the price of glass and taking that money. So Rahi using, hacks on critical things where she had a lot of market power to just win that, getting a lot of claims for a decent price. Strongly attacked Tudeback. Got some Rahis who got there. Optimizations wise, that glass. So you didn't need to optimize the silicon, just to optimize the glass. Yeah, we've got chems, oxygen. Yeah, we got some good stuff going there. All right, and patent wise, yeah. Even got energy vault, but oh well. All right, let me. So Rahi is 1, 2 at 2, Blues at 3. So let's. Discussion. Someone trying to message me. Who's trying to message me at what with what? That's the hardest thing. Okay. Oh, it was a general to the whole Emerald crew. Very good. Let me update the spreadsheet. My games go fast. Cat and Blues at 3, and NC Game Wizard at 4. Okay. Well, all of them will survive into the last match here. So Rahi and Tudeback are going to do a 1v1 head-to-head. And let me just see at that. Rahi and Tudeback. Let me see if they want 5 minutes or if they want to go right on ahead. There we go. Let's create. There's 1v1, max players 3, random, create. Now there is no need for masquerade on this. Server, small, random, yep. I don't need to masquerade because they know who each other are. It's not a secret in 1v1. Sorry, Blues. You're not in the winners 1v1. Let's look at the points. So right now, leading in point total is Rahi at 270, which is the perfect score because I think you can earn a maximum of 90 around. Cat / Blues are now at second at 216 points. Tudeback is at 162 points. NC Game Wizard is at 126. Z, or Sleeping 2016, is at think at 5th with 90 points. That Scar at 78. Red Catone at 72. But I don't have the full results from the Group 2 and Group 3 lower bracket, so it's kind of apples and oranges at this point. Because there are around 3 points that exist on some of my players that don't exist some of the other players, so we're going to hold on that. However, Rahi is going to maintain first place, and Cat/Blue second place, as even with a perfect 90 score, it'd just be impossible. And I think once you get into Group 2, even if you do the best, the points are lesser once you start getting into the losers bracket. So really maintaining that bracket is hugely important for your game there. Yep, stick on X. Not to open a window, yeah. It's a little too hot for me to open a window at this point. Alright. If Hexapus has been eliminated, maybe we'll get the Hexapus for the... we'll actually have a co-cast with Hexapus here. Although with the mob, we can't have anything anyway, so... Alright, they're back. And in we go. That's a sometimes thing when you get to talking, you forget. So now we're into the final Group 1 match. The winners 1v1 versus Tudback and Rahi. And we'll see who will reign supreme. If Rahi gets this win, that's gonna be it. And we are on Io. So we will have done all the locations except for Europa, which is not in tournament mode yet. And this is a map. Got a nice spot for an elite there, but an elite in this. Double glass. Colony is consuming electronics. Could do some scientist stuff. Especially there, because that's like free glass for a scientist if they want to make that glass play early. There's just options here, so I think we're going to see a late found. With Rahi going right there. A very standard opening and getting some carbon here. There's not a lot of carbon on this map. Ooh, a scavenger. I would not have expected a scavenger. Now, I mean, my elite spot that I spotted in a 1v1 elites are just hard, so... There. But I'm seeing a bunch of good options here. A lot of carbon there. That carbon will be good for the fuel, for the ion collectors, and fuel is always the thing you need to worry about. Neither of them are in an electronics upgrade, which is good for them because electronics are just going to go through the roof here. We're starting to see some glass kilns, and there we go. We're getting the break of the chain there. Really making use of this nice basalt lake. Oh, and true with elites, you could just basalt yourself pretty much anywhere. You didn't need this spot. Still could have taken Rahi's spot because there's some good, whatchamacallit there, ice there. Oh, the colony is actually putting out some habitats. And, ooh, a freeze right onto those glass kilns. Rahi's like, I want that glass money. And here come out the fuel depots. Rahi looks like she's got the edge at this moment. But we'll see how that ends up. She's got some good glass, probably selling that glass before it has a chance to give as much money to Tude back there. Just get that price down when that freeze comes off. There's now some power issues going on, but we'll see how they get to power. Tubac is still the first to HQ3. The question is, how is he going to address power? Now, there is a geotherm not too far from his base, and two geotherms not too far from his base, but and since he's doing the they're better than a nuclear plant on their own. Adjacency wise, you know. There, and he's come out of the glass kilns and switched over to nuke plants. That is going to be a little bit of maybe a hard thing to keep that geotherm running, as there are power surges, circuit overloads, and mutinies. Better get that gooned, or there will be problems. And Rahi is going for a level 2 patent lab, and she is going for superconductor into nanotech. This is a nice move, because she's going to probably be relying on these nuke plants, and these will be right next to her base. I guess for some additional power, a little bit of since you had the extra silicon, they could be okay here while this is happening. Circuit overload and circuit overload. It's that one, but not that one. But water processors are coming online. Water processors make a bit of power. She had to get rid of her fuel depot for that, so she's going to need to get fuel back online. Rahi she needs claims. She needs the next HQ level. But she's trying to go for some of these early things, and that's making that nuclear plant just all sorts of fun. That one nuclear plant now is totally outpowering everything else, but water processors are working a lot in power. The next time these power off, these are not going to be as good. Tubac has now gotten 2 HQ levels ahead, which means more claims, more to do things. Rahi is quickly following up. But she's basically now a full HQ level behind, because that upgrade happened basically simultaneously. Pirates. Food prices have gotten high, but water prices are even higher. I mean, I guess you could steal the carbon, which is what you're going to do, because that's the only thing Rahi's shipping. Carbon's cheap, but I mean, you need the carbon, because you're a scavenger, so here's coming down some greenhouses, but they're not all that profitable at this moment. But water is falling, so these will get more and more profitable. Getting into that market ahead of time. Needs a friend. These panels are now kind of obsolete, because you've got water processors and you've got a geotherm. And Rahi's got her... Well, she used to have a nuclear plant. Now she's just going into pure electronics factories. Carbon is cheap, and she is using it. These farms are producing water, going to be synthetic meat. She's got her ion collectors back up. All she needs to do is really get down some incoming oxygen. She's still now bleeding water, but she'll probably be okay. Unless Two-Back can get his, claim advantage to really pay off right here. Water is going to be necessary. Need a little bit more water. Maybe a little bit more fuel. Oxygen. No, it's oxygen. Ah, there we go. That's a good power control as that. Alright, how are elevators looking? Elevators look terrible. So transparent aluminum, could be useful. Another water processor. What people really need is oxygen. Oxygen is just so valuable. I think it's the most valuable thing on this basalt platforms. But oxygen is just hugely valuable. And there's Rahi just going for straight up basalt. It's being like, you know what? I can sell the resources on the market. And you can. But oxygen... She gonna get liquid batteries? She's right now just, patenting away to her heart's content. She's going to optimize. And Two-Back is not securing any of the endgame things. Got HQ levels ahead, but doesn't have, the advanced buildings to support it. And those get frozen. I mean, I almost would have liked a patent with liquid batteries than another thing, because then you could have switched that to something else. Rahi's still doing just fine. His thinking machine's coming out here. Her base is a bit spread out, so... Oh, she does have oxygen sitting right there. Liquid batteries, so they don't turn off at night, which will make those two really work for her. Putting some solar panels up there. Yeah, replacing the aluminum temporary with some solar panels. Could be okay, but he is optimizing power. And that works better on IO here, because the water processors produce that little bit of power. So if you have, good power and their tremors is less, I think their power output is output not necessarily doubled. She's got a geotherm. That will take care of her power needs probably for the rest of the game. Between that, mutiny right there, that's a cute little mutiny, disconnecting them, forcing the water to ship. Liquid batteries. I don't know if there's anything else she needs out of that that patent lab. Maybe time to say goodbye to that patent lab and hello to something else. She built the hacker array, and what is that hacker array going to get to work on? We don't know yet. Going down, I think, for some more carbon. Rahi's caught up HQ levels. She's sitting one stock pip ahead with cash, with end game tech patents under her belt. Two-Back has kind of failed to make a capitalization happen here. And Rahi is going for an iron shortage, which I like. Iron's already expensive. Two-Back is not in iron at all, so he has no way to take advantage of this. He'll learn about it a bit beforehand, but that'll be a bit later, which is sometimes as a scavenger, you just want to put one of your claims towards a basalt platform. It keeps you in the iron market. He is now running a bunch of chem factories. The colony, she's going to have 2 optimization centers. That's coming more oxygen. On-world prices are amazing. Off-world is nothing to do. The colony is just consuming electronics at an incredible rate and power. Tudback has secured himself, ensuring there's no majority buy, but Rahi is just quadruple his cash. Well, triple his cash now their stock both having bought up to 5 stock. Let's see, is there anything... The colony is also consuming fuel. How are these optimizations going? Because optimizations looks like it's where the money is being made, and yeah, Rahi is starting to optimize. I'm seeing optimizations there. And fuel and power, now electronics, all the things the colony is consuming. Shutting that down, that was a strong freeze right there. Power is going up, so Rahi's dropping out of those steel plants and quickly... Well, not all of them, just going back into one steel mill, going into double nukes right there to just quickly burn back this power. It'll burn down that. Because, yeah, with her HQ connection, she can just burn, which will melt a good portion of her debt, putting her in a better rating. It's not bad. Yeah, all those electronics factories are just running. See, glass is still... That glass doing well. Oxygen is under control. With liquid batteries, Rahi doesn't need to worry about ever running out. It'll just constantly produce enough for her. Her optimization centers aren't running at this point, but that's because Tudback has conceded. That's one of the things with having the sound down and not hearing the sound effects. But anyway, yeah. What can basically be said about this game is that Rahi early chose to invest in late game technologies, and Tudback chose to get claims ahead and was unable to capitalize on it, while Rahi was able to come back with taking that glass and early shutdown of Tudback's glass and just sock it away. Let me see if there are any more comments here. Yep. Yeah, the Tudback has resigned. All right. Well, there we go. I'm going to take a look at the charts and graphs here just before we go. Aside from optimization, look at the black market. Some decent black market, some decent bribes, production and sales. Power-wise, we're seeing Rahi getting a bit more. Water-wise, more. We're really trying to see where did that money really just come in for Rahi. One thing I will say is what she had to purchase was far less, so that was super helpful. But yeah, well, just running a more efficient empire worked this time because Tudback was not able to capitalize on that claim advantage that he held in that mid-game area. And that let Rahi come back, and when she caught up on claims, all her claims were just scientist advantaged, and then further technology boosted and optimization boosted, and that was that. Alrighty. Let me go ahead and input that into the spreadsheet, unless Hexapus has done it already. But, oh, Hexapus has done it already, which means I feel comfortable announcing that Rahi is the winner of this tournament. There is, I don't think, any doubt about that. Winning all the level 1 matches, so... Yep. Yes, and that hack from Rahi on Iron was a little thing of beauty right in there. All right. Well, that was a good, or at least tournament from my view of it at Group 1. Let's see. Rahi, do you want to give a victory speech? Should we jump into an Offworld channel and let you go ahead and give your victory speech? Some nice, good old... From there, let's see. Nope, she doesn't know what to speak. But anyway, let me check the... I still don't know how Group 2 is going to look here. But it looks like Group 2 is probably being hosted by Death Tacticus. So I'm going to go ahead and raid Death Tacticus right here. And that will be... Oh. There's going to be a speech. Oh. Hello, Rahi.
I'm not going to have a speech.
Not to have a speech? How do you feel about winning all 4 games?
I was very, very, very scared when I was supposed to meet Kat, but I didn't meet Kat.
So, what was your riskiest move in your games?
Oh, the 1v1 game we just had?
Well, any of the games. What did you think was like, I'm really going out on a limb trying this play?
What stands out to me is going 5 solar panel and then boosting it, because in the first game,
yeah, that
because everybody was paying attention to me, everybody was attacking me.
So that 6-player just do an expansive power play.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that was gutsy, but a lot of other people were producing steel, so it looked like you came out on top there.
Yeah. So the colony was power, and power started high, and then I was okay. I'm definitely going power. I was thinking about going solar panel HQ1, which is probably not possible with expensive. So triple quarry into 5 solar panels in HQ2, and then everyone. Ever since then, I was getting attacked a lot, but in 6-player or more, getting a sub is really, really strong.
And you did get a sub early on there.
Yeah.
So, I guess the other thing is, which opponent in which game do you think gave you the most difficulty?
I think Toothpick in round 3. So that's the game when me and Blues was robots, and Tootback and NC was scavenger.
Yep.
And I felt very like robots quite slow, and they already had like their Offworld markets up. Offer was not too bad. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Like getting 50k per launch. But
Yeah.
thankfully, I got the silicon and almost monopoly on silicon and thus on glass as well.
Yeah,
Like
but
the robots and the NC was not making those resources. Only me and my sub.
Huh?
Wait, robot and Tootback. Yeah, Blues and Tootback.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed during that game, but the person who got slant drilling, the only other person who could have gotten a good amount of silicon was your sub.
Oh.
And do you know what your sub did with that patent?
Make more silicon?
No, went out and away from the high silicon, settled like 3 or 4 low silicon quarries.
Okay.
So that patent ended up not being used, really. Even though it was a great patent for, what needed to happen there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right.
So
Do you have...
if I didn't get those hacks done, I would have struggled much more.
And do you have any final thoughts?
Final thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Final thoughts is that I have no final thoughts.
Well, there you heard it from Rahi, our post-tournament interview with the tournament champion. So I'm going to try to send you all over to Death Tacticus right now, so you can catch the tail end of the Group 2 game. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the Start Raid button. So I want to say thank you for joining me all, and I will be seeing you.
Bye-bye.